What's up, my jovial little jelly donuts? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, bringing you day 2 of NoDeWiHoE, where Rob is going to read you some shit that you don't want to read yourself. More specifically, this article by D.E. Rebecca entitled Empyrion, The Journey So Far. This basically chronicles the current state of Railjack and will give you an idea as to what they're planning on doing to improve it moving forward. But before we tackle any of that, this can't be a NoDeWiHoE video if we don't talk about some giveaways. Now, if you guys didn't tune into yesterday's video, we are doing an Ivara Prime Access giveaway that is going to be running until December 24th, 12 midnight Pacific Standard Time. So I'll go ahead and leave a link to that down in the description box below. Make sure to get in while you can. Now, speaking of getting in while you can, this upcoming Saturday and Sunday, starting at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are doing a bit of a subathon over at twitch.tv/agayGuyPlays, where you have a chance to get your hands down someone's pants. Not really about that last part, but we are going to be giving away some deluxe skin packs, an Empyrion supporter pack, as well as Empyrion Grand bundles. Yes, you heard me right. Bundles. Alright? Now, I do want to make you guys aware all of this is going to be cross-platform. However, I'm not sure if Switch is going to be included because they don't currently have Empyrion. They're going to get it in 2020, but when in 2020, I don't know. But also, these giveaways are going to be handed out by DE. So, I don't know if it's going to take them some time or what's going to happen with all of that. But these are all cross-platform except for the Empyrion supporter pack. That is going to be PC only. Now, speaking of PC only, I also have one more giveaway. You see, I talked about yesterday, I talked about some upcoming days, but I didn't talk about today. We got something going on today for our PC players. Sorry, console, this is coming out of my own pocket, so I can't really help you out with that. So be sure to stay tuned towards somewhere in the middle of this video, which I pre-planned earlier, but I can't remember now, so who knows where it's going to end up, where you'll have a chance to get your hands on some Arcwing themed items that kind of go along with the article a little bit. Regardless, let's go ahead and jump on in. So, Empyrion, the journey so far. 6 days ago, Empyrion launched. We have done 5 hotfix with more to come before we rest up over the holidays. Now, I actually heard a dirty little rumor. I'm not sure if this was a thing, but apparently console got hotfixes. That's like not a normal thing. DE is really pushing to make sure these things are right because everything on console has to be certed. And certification has to go through some like approvals and stuff. So I don't know exactly what happened with all of that, but let me know in the comments below if that is something that you guys did end up seeing on the console end. Did the update release exactly as we had hoped? Not exactly. We've got some bugs to fix and things to balance. We want to go over where we are and coming changes. We're breaking this down into sections for you to read. It's a long one, and my throat hurts a whole lot. So we've got the co-op, the Railjack and the Intrinsics, the resources, the loot and RNG, the beyond, and she's going to wrap it up in the end because it's the holidays with a little conclusion. Now, kicking things off with the co-op. The phrase, "we all live together" has never been more true with Railjack. The moment-to-moment contributions, wow, I said that really wrong. Contributions you make all matter, and greater coordination efforts lead to success. We've heard the stories and seen the sessions of our own where people frantically are asking, does anyone see the incoming ram sled? Going to take out the cruise ship. We need more Revelite and munitions. Going out to collect some resources. We're low on pustules. I feel like everybody's low on pustules. That's like the #1 thing we all need. And so on. Before missions even start, we see people discussing what intrinsic skills are currently your best to help the team, what the host Railjack is equipped with in terms of firepower, and what payload preparations have been made. I kind of have to agree with all of this if I'm going to be honest with you. Like, even on stream, I'm always very straightforward. I'm like, listen, I'm going to be on my Arcwing zipping around. What guns do you want on the ship? Because legit, I ain't firing a gun. Just putting that out there. So it's really nice to have this level of communication with the team. As a key part of all co-op sessions has been the better you know Warframe, the more likely and faster you'll succeed. Your existing mastery of parkour, weapons, and more are needed, while everyone is learning how to master the new tools within Railjack. In fact, your mastery is so evident you are progressing through the nodes faster than we expected, but that's alright and well earned. The power of cooperation and top tier performance. And it gets a little bit hairy. Now listen, if you haven't made it to Vale Proxima, It gets hairy in Vale. Alright, despite some matchmaking issues the first day, we're seeing extremely high success rates on public matchmaking missions. While Earth is where people are learning the ropes, Free Flight is providing a stress-free way to practice. We are seeing just under 2 million? Is that million? Successful missions so far and counting. For those that don't succeed, we are running continued diagnostics for outright failure versus bugs, which we are fixing daily. We will continue deploying hotfixes as frequently as we can with a minor break for the holidays while our heroes in support remain around. Now, this is something to be noted. If you guys played Railjack the first few days, it was kind of rough, but they have ironed out a whole lot of patches more recently. I was actually on stream this morning and I asked everybody, I was like, listen, are you guys running into a lot of shit still, or is everything kind of improving for you guys? And everything has been improving in a big way. There are still some things that need to be ironed out. A lot of it is client side, if I'm going to be honest with you, because in all honesty, I said that twice in a row, but I haven't had but one major hiccup where it was a really bad mission. It was a really bad mission to the point where I was visibly upset on stream. I was like, not good. This is not good, DE. We had some black screens. We had some mission progress failures. We had just a lot of things going on. But aside from that, I only get maybe the occasional black screen, and that happens maybe once every other stream, so it's not something that is too, evident. So if you're worried about whether you should get into Railjack now or not, they have ironed out a lot of the bugs, so give it a shot. Now, Railjack and the Intrinsic. The Railjack is the biggest item in-game for a Tenno to customize and upgrade. We were careful to make all personal progress independent of a Railjack with intrinsics, but also ensured Railjack's customization was a desirable series of goals for players. This is the foundation of us to build upon. In regular Warframe missions, you don't always have clear roles, can mostly brute force your way through missions with enough firepower. On your Railjack, having clear roles is a surefire way to a successful mission. Unlike in regular missions, your loadout sometimes limits your ability to flex roles. So as long as you've mastered the basics and have a few points invested in each intrinsic tree, swapping between roles to fit your crew's needs is very freeing. And I think that they've done a pretty good job at that, because the first few nodes of every single intrinsic tree, it's kind of cheap. So it's not too bad when you go in and progress. But I'm gonna be honest with you, usually in my team, they've all got, well, it's not a team because it's usually just people that are on my stream that want to jump in. They can all kind of figure out where they're gonna fit. Intrinsics are one of the first XP-based progression systems we've released without a daily cap. This decision was based on feedback from our past releases, but we want to ensure our players know to strike a healthy balance while playing. Let's take a look at the latest graph for how your intrinsic choices have mapped out so far. Now, if I'm going to be honest with you, everything looks pretty smooth. There is no spike except for tactical. And this chart, in all honesty, is a little bit hard to read. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the amount of points that you have invested. And they're kind of showing okay, where is everybody investing their points? So engineering is pretty generalized. It's kind of got a decent slope to it. Of course, as you get into 6 and up, it gets a little bit rougher because of course they're going to require more and more points. Same thing goes for piloting, but we do have a larger jump in the 2 and 3 slots. And of course, those are some of the maneuverabilities. In the gunning, you actually see something happen at 5. So a lot of people are sitting at 5, and I believe that's because 5 is when you get to use, what is it called? It's the orbital cannon. It's the front facing big cannon that has the big explosive boom booms. Whatever the hell that is, that's where a lot of people are stopping. And then in tactical, you notice everybody has stopped at 4 because that is the teleport back to the ship ability, and that's kind of where everybody is staying. You'll notice the rest of the chart kind of drops off from there. This graph shows how many Tenno fit into a certain intrinsic rank per category. Each bar corresponds to a rank indicated on the right hand side, but each column is in order. Within 6 days, we're seeing people progress as expected through the ranks. We want rank 10 to be very long-term goal, the most long-term goal within the entire Empyrion update. With a focus on specialization, the deeper you get. Does anything surprise you about the breakdown visualization? Curious about your thoughts. Well, the big thought here is, at 4, that's where everybody stays in tactical. Secret, I'm actually a tactical 8. just because we got some invisibility in there and you can reduce the cooldowns. And listen, I want to be invisible on my ship as much as possible. The resources. The Empyrion update is almost like a reset. It's always like a reset. Don't kid yourself. When Fortuna came through, it was a reset. When PoE came out, it's a reset. It's all new resources. What the hell are you talking about? Everybody starts from the same point with a few exceptions. This means every resource cost is a best estimate. Expect to see positive changes in specific drop rates, titanium, as well as a general increase in uncommon and common resources appearances throughout crates in your missions. Smash and grab all the things. I've been finding that I've been doing that with asteroids a lot. I'm like, listen, we've got like a little cluster over here. Let's go ahead and take them down because, I need some titanium. The scariest thing about balancing resources overall is the inevitable place we all end up with our stockpiles. Balancing resource goals for players that aren't too punishing requires a careful touch, especially for a system where all players start from nothing. Community feedback and stats are two invaluable tools that will allow us to tune this balance. Resources are a particularly hot topic because of how they play into the loot, which is in the next section. The loot and RNG. Firstly, the loot sharing is en route, just being tested. Hopefully we can hotfix this soon, and I do believe that they did. Right now, if you pick up the blueprints for the two new weapons, the Pennant and the Queller, I don't remember the name, and it's a weird name, so I'll listen, just forgive me. I believe that now you can pick that up, that'll be shared across everybody. This means that the pickups on points of interest, EX, a ship killer you've been tasked to destroy, will be shared with the Railjack crew. This behavior is crucial for the co-op experience and is in progress. Now, I talked about this in a previous video, pickup sharing. There were like different features that I wish DE would employ from other games, and that was one of them, where if you picked up a rare resource, your entire group would get it. If you picked up a blueprint, your entire group would get it. So, or same thing goes for mods or other resources, and I know that they're just implementing this in Railjack right now, but since they are testing it out, I'm sorry, I still don't give a shit about vacuum, but what would be cool? Group pickup. So that way you don't have to worry about somebody on one end of a survival picking up something that you need, maybe like argon or something, and not marking it, and you're on a completely different end of the mission. So that way, if that one person picks up argon, it'll be shared across the entire group. I know y'all like to hate on Anthem, but Anthem had it from the very beginning. Just pointing it out, if Anthem can do it, Warframe can do it too, especially since they stole interceptors. I'm looking at you, Goss. Loot in Railjack is structured specifically to have a harder content, better rewards approach. On paper, this all checks out the further you go into the Proxima regions, MK3 only in the Vale, etc. People can and do want to get better equipment for their Railjacks, but with this update comes one familiar face: resources and RNG. We took a tried and true model, use resources to build your gear. We added randomness to the components and armaments. Not armaments, DE. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about with the armaments, because the armaments are all the same. To this day, I was playing earlier, and the armaments all have the same stats. As of right now. Listen, tomorrow they might hotfix it, it might be a complete change and be like, Rob, you're wrong. But as of now, of the recording of this video, armaments are still the same. Received as wreckage in mission that was not properly communicated, which the in-game tools are now showing before you invest, i.e. your armaments will now show the random stat on the screen before you repair. No, they don't. There is a constant struggle between making sure players feel that there is always a worthwhile reward to seek out versus the done and moved on mentality. This is why we did not include any mastery to these components / armaments and instead put mastery on the reliable progression of intrinsics. I actually really prefer that, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's mastery, you're mastering yourself, and yes, I get it, you're mastering a lot of weapons and so on and so forth, but I actually like this way of getting progression instead. Players who want to participate in the replay for different stats can, but it is in no way mandatory for any progress. Chef's kiss. Missions themselves provide end-of-mission rewards, which people have reliably requested changes to, from removing botched credit bundles and soon cryotic. We will be making further changes to these beyond the relics we added yesterday. Hallelujah and thank God. Also, if you could at least slightly bump up the drop chances of Umbra Forma and pre-built Forma, That'd be fantastic. Maybe even some Aura Forma. Maybe, like, listen, just all the Formas. Just all the Formas at varying rates of drop that are better than what we have now. Because, you know, I'm getting a lot of Dirac and I'm already kind of drowning in it. And I've maxed out almost everything that I've got my hands on. There's two main areas of RNG high on people's radars, avionics and wreckage. This is not exhausted, just the most discussed. Avionics had their drop rates increase yesterday from 10 to 15, and we are still reviewing the impact of this change. The wreckage found in Railjack missions are meant to create ships that feel distinctly your own and to give you goals and missions towards finding ways to improve your ship even more. The implementation of the wreckage system has some kinks and some bugs that we have worked to fix that is causing understandable frustration. It is on us as developers to tweak the system so that Tenno don't feel forced to wait until they get MK3 wreckage before they invest resources. I actually did that. I was like, I'm not putting in any resources until we get better weapons for this Railjack or better hulls or whatever. I was like, y'all parking that shit back there and we gonna fly our little blinkety blink arc wings out forward. That's where we're leaving that, because that shit's going to explode in like a breath. But yeah, what do you call this? Third bonus. There's a third bonus area creating a, wait, where am I? Oh no, I messed it up. The wreckage run distinctly your own. Oh no, it's on us. Oh, I fucked it up. So the Tenno don't feel forced to wait till they get MK3 wreckage before they invest resources. This problem is linked inherently to the loot and resources section above, but also requires more quality of life changes on our end, like being able to cancel incomplete repairs. There's a third bonus area concerning a certain anomaly, but after today's hotfix, you'll see the factor at play is not exactly RNG. You'll know exactly when and where a certain anomaly is present soon. Now, before we close out this video, because y'all, I forgot to do it earlier, I did want to go ahead and give you guys kind of like the clue in on today's giveaway. So what we're going to be doing, because, and this wasn't mentioned in this at all, which I'm kind of sad about, because Rebecca on Primetime was actually talking about the certain prevalence of arc wings that are able to survive in places like Proxima region while others are not able to do that. She was talking about how arc wings like the Elytron, which are usually the offensive choice, are getting completely wiped out in a single kill from cruise ships, which is absolutely nuts. Even with the Misha, sometimes if you don't press certain buttons fast enough, you can literally get knocked out just like that. So it is a little bit tougher right now, and they're planning on rebalancing those. Now, the words out of her mouth is we're planning on improving all of the other arc wings to meet up with the Amisha. Now, I want to believe this, but I always feel like sometimes we get a sentence from DE and then they don't finish that sentence. And I'm scared that the finishing of that sentence is we're planning on buffing up all of the other arc wings to kind of like pair up with the Amisha, but we're also planning on bringing the Amisha down a bit. Now, that's not official. It's not official, but I am enjoying the Amisha while it currently lasts. Hopefully they do kind of improve the rest of the Railjacks, because I'd love to see the Itzal flown out there a little bit more. I'm an Amisha main when it comes to arc wings, but I do love me some Itzal, and occasionally when you could do space farts with the Elytron, I'm down with that as well, but to be honest with you, it's just not feasible at this very moment. However, because of the fact that she mentioned that they are going to be buffing up things, today's giveaway is going to include a couple things. Specifically, Odinata Prime blueprints. So if you guys are trying to get your hands on that, if you want to prime it up, we do have those blueprints available. We also have an Amisha. Because listen, maybe you don't have one yet and you want to feel that glory of the, missiles whizzing into your bubbles and you just kind of like saying, psh, I'm not worried about it because I got all these warding drones. Or maybe you don't give a shit about any of that because you are a Railjack pilot. Well, listen, let's go ahead and pimp your ride with your choice of a Railjack skin. So I'm going to be giving away one of each, one Odinata Prime, one Amisha, and one of the Railjack skins to somebody on to 3 different individuals on PC. So what you're going to need to do is make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, and then we got our code. Because I like to put this code in so that people aren't just copy and pasting other people's shit. So what I want is the second letter of the screen name, because I got to get your IGN. So leave me your IGN. I'm going to need the second letter of your YouTube screen name. I'm gonna need the last letter of your IGN, so this is your in-game name that you have on PC. And then to finish off that 3-letter code, you're gonna choose O, A, or R. So O is for Odinata Prime, A is for Amisha, and R is for the Railjack skin. That will give me an idea of what exactly you are looking for. So again, the second letter of your YouTube screen name, the last letter of your IGN, which is your in-game name, and O, A, or R, depending on which one of the items you want to end up picking up. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, if you maybe jumble up those letters, like if you put like all 3, if you could use all 3 and you want to jumble up like the order in which you would like to receive them, like let's say, listen, I don't mind an Odinata Prime and a Railjack skin, but I've already got an Amisha. Like you could be like, you know, R for the Railjack skin and like O, because, you know, I'd like the Railjack skin more than I'd like the Odinata Prime. Just putting that out there. Just saying that that's a possibility, that the code might be more than 3 letters or numbers, depending on your screen names. But that is going to be how you enter. Toss that down in the comments below, as well as any of your feelings about what you've heard so far. But we do have 1 section left. We have 2 sections left, actually. The Beyond. Some of you may have already seen hints as to what is coming for your Railjack crew, and we have gone on the record during Devstreams and TennoCons about our plans. We are aiming to expand this new aggressively ambitious era of Warframe to include new mission types, new enemies, and new rewards, all the while tying it to the overarching plot of Warframe's narrative. We are excited to share that experience with you and are more grateful than words can convey to your patience with this journey. We don't want challenging to be synonymous with punishing. That is not our motivation or end goal with Empyrion. Just keeping your Railjack afloat is a collaborative effort and experience. Our hotfixing and further considerations of the game mode, I burped, are treated in the same vein between us as a community. So, overall, I'm personally having a really, really good time with Railjack. Of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody else is, so I'm very curious to know about your personal experiences with everything that is going on. Have you tried it more recently, even though, because it's been buggy when it first came out? Hopefully you're giving it another shot. Have you been playing around with different arc wings in the Veil, and what was your experience with that? Also, I'm thinking about doing like an elements video to kind of brush you guys up on that, because I did do a long read of all of the patch notes, and all of the new status effects from those elements are in those patch notes. I'll leave that linked up in the top corner if you want it sooner than later. But I'm also planning on doing a kind of like guide to all of that to help you build a little bit more while I figure out weaknesses and resistances of stuff. It's a process. Regardless, that about does it for day 2 of NoDeWiHoE. Most likely, because we are having a dev stream later today, I will probably be doing a recap of that as well. I wanted that. I was originally thinking that that was going to be the NoDeWiHoE programming, and I was like, maybe not. Maybe let's just do this and leave it here. Regardless, that is going to do it for me for now. Expect another video later today. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch yo Railjack. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Except for Switch Tenno, because you won't be getting it until 2020. Feels bad. I'll see you next time.